Hello, thank you so much for being here. I am Amy and I will be your yoga teacher for the day. So today we're going to be doing a nice grounding chill out flow. So if you're interested in the chakras, this will relate to our root chakra, which is all about our sense of security, feeling safe, feeling grounded and having our basic needs met. The root chakra is also known as Muladhara. It's located at the base of the spine and it's represented by the colour red. So you can visualise the colour red throughout our practice if you wish. The beauty of a home practice is that you can wear whatever you want. So I would encourage you to get into something comfy and cosy, something that makes you feel happy and safe. I would be in my dressing gown if I wasn't filming this. So today we're going to get started in Malasana, so our yogi squat. If this pose isn't comfortable for you, you can prop yourself up, so you can pop blocks or cushions or anything you've got by, maybe a blanket, underneath your heels or even underneath your bum, just to give you a little bit of support. So you can close your eyes here, keeping a nice long spine, and just start to notice how your feet are connected to the earth. So notice the earth rising up to support you. Feel that grounding sensation from the soles of the feet connecting to the surface beneath you. You can visualise roots growing out of your feet, so like the roots of a tree descending down into the earth, connecting you to the earth's centre, to the earth's energy. Imagine these roots are drawing up glowing red energy from the earth, and it's passing through your feet, through your legs, right up to the base of your spine. As you inhale, draw up more and more energy from the surface beneath you, nourishing those roots. And as you exhale, grow those roots even deeper and deeper, strengthening that connection between you and the earth. Take a few more breaths this way, focusing on the sensations in the soles of your feet, the sensations where you connect to the earth. Making the breath deeper and deeper. If any of these visualizations that I offer don't work for you, you can just let them go and just focus on your breath. Now start to softly open the eyes. If you've got any props, you can set those aside for now. And then using the hands to support you, start to straighten the legs, bring the feet to hip width apart and release down into a forward fold. So bend the knees as much as you need to help you create a nice long spine. Your legs don't have to be anywhere near straight. You can maybe bend and straighten one leg at a time, feeling a nice stretch in the hamstrings. Let the upper body be heavy, hanging down towards the earth. Maybe wiggle your head and neck around to check that there's no tension there. Now you can bring the hands to interlace at the lower back, drawing the heels of the hands towards one another, and then let the fists drop down overhead, dropping down towards the earth. Feeling a nice opening in the shoulders, across the chest maybe. Once again, you can bend and straighten one leg at a time, maybe dropping the shoulders in to meet the knees. Just taking things slowly. Now come back to centre, release the hands down towards the earth, and then lift up into a flat back, pressing the hands into the shins, drawing the shoulders back and the chest forward, gazing down at the top of the mat. Imagine like you've got a set of teacups on your back, so there's one on your neck, there's one on your upper back, and there's one on your lower back, and you don't want them to fall off, so keeping a nice long spine, holding those delicate china teacups in space. Now as you're ready, pressing into the hands to support you as you rise all the way up to Tadasana. Really spreading through all 10 toes, rooting down through the feet, drawing the crown of the head up towards the sky as you root the feet down into the earth. Maybe imagining that red colour at the soles of your feet. Now if you're not already, turn to face the long edge of the mat and step the feet out wide. So the width between your feet is about as long as the length of one of your legs, if that makes sense. The toes are pointing in just slightly at an ever so slight angle. Rooting down through the outer edges of the feet, keeping the legs active, so engaging the kneecaps, engaging the quads, drawing up through the spine. Inhale here to get long, and then exhale, hinging from the hips, coming down with a nice long spine. Placing the hands on the mat, or you can be up on fingertips if that works for you. Maybe wiggling the hips from side to side. Once again, drawing the chest forward and the shoulders back, gazing down at the top of the mat. Now you can stay here, or you can start to walk the hands back. So the heels of the hands will come in line with the heels of the feet. And you can very, very gently rest the crown of the head on the mat. So not putting any weight on it, just a very gentle connection between the crown of your head and the surface beneath you. So the hands, the feet and the head are all connected to the earth, drawing energy up through all these different parts of the body. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Send the breath into the back of the body, the front of the body and the sides of the body. If your head was gently resting on the earth, you can lift it off now. And once again, take the hands to clasp behind the back and let them drop forward, down towards the earth, drawing the heels of the hands towards one another. Keep those legs nice and active. Now release the hands, place them down on the mat and start to walk the feet in towards one another, so heel-toeing the feet and then using the hands to support you as you lower yourself down onto the mat and then come into your Baddha Konasana. So the knees drop out, the soles of the feet press towards one another. You can draw them in closer towards your groin to intensify the stretch, or you can take them further away. If you find that your spine is rounding and you're hunched over like this, you can pop yourself up on the edge of a cushion or a blanket or anything that you've got nearby. Inhale, grow long, get tall, and then exhale, if you wish, you can start to fold forward, pressing the elbows into the knees to deepen that stretch in the hips and keeping a nice long spine. So reaching the chest forward rather than reaching the chest down. You can even thread the hands underneath the shins or underneath the calves with the palms face up and then just let yourself soften down into this fold. Maybe feeling an opening through the upper back, through the back of the neck. Let go of any tension from the body, so just taking a quick scan, noticing any areas of tension and sending the breath there, just letting them soften. As you're ready, release, start to slowly press your way up. And if this feels like enough for you, you can just stay here. Or the option is to extend one leg at a time towards the outer edges of the mat, coming into our Upavista Konasana. Really flex through all 10 toes, rooting the legs down into the mat, growing tall through the spine. You can just stay here, or you can start to slowly walk your way forward, maybe wiggling from side to side as you descend down into a forward fold. Feeling the backs of the legs connecting down to the mat, slowly drawing the stomach down towards the mat. You can just stay up on the hands, you can come down onto the forearms, or you can start to walk further and further down. Just taking it to the edge of the stretch for you, so your legs might be a lot more narrow and you might be a lot more upright, and that's absolutely fine. Maybe as you stay in this pose and as you deepen the breath, you'll notice places start to soften, and you'll notice that you can maybe go a little bit deeper. As you're ready, start to push yourself back up and then roll your way over into a tabletop position, spreading through the fingers, rooting down through the knuckles, drawing energy up from the earth. So rather than just sinking down, we're hugging the abs up towards the spine, hugging the chest in, finding one long line of energy from the crown of the head to the tip of the tailbone. On your next inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, keep the gaze straight ahead. And as you breathe out, round the spine up towards the sky. Inhale, drop the belly, keeping the core engaged, shine the collarbones forward. And exhale, taking it slow, draw the hips and the chin towards one another, rounding through the spine. Inhale, send the hips and the chest up towards the sky. And exhale, round through the spine, arching your back, creating that rainbow. Take a few more times on your own, taking it slowly. Keeping that connection to the breath. As you're ready, come back to a nice neutral flat back position. Then inhale, extend that right leg out behind, keeping the hips level and that right leg parallel to the floor. Then exhale, round through the spine, draw the knee in towards the nose and step it through between the hands. Rooting down through that right foot. You can have the back toes flat on the floor or you can tuck them under. Just see what feels better for your knee. Drawing the inner thighs together, so drawing that right hip back and that left hip forward. Keeping the fingertips on the mat to support you. Inhale here, then exhale, place that left hand on the floor next to the right foot. You can walk the right foot out a few inches as you reach the right arm around for the left foot, coming into a quad stretch. You might just draw it in just a few inches, you might draw it in a lot, just taking it to the edge of the stretch for you. So find some energy in that back foot, maybe pressing the foot into the hand, pressing the hand into the foot, finding that dynamic opposition. Keeping the chest nice and open, staying nice and lifted, so making sure we're not dumping all of our weight into that left hand. Take one more breath here and then release. Place that right hand, back on the mat. Step it back to your tabletop and we'll go for the other side. So inhale, extend that left leg out behind you, keeping the hips level. And exhale, draw the knee in towards the nose, stepping that foot through. You can use your hand to support you to step that foot through if you need to. Back toes tucked under or flat. Find that energy in the legs, squeezing the inner thighs together. So not just totally collapsing in, finding a little bit of life. Then place that right hand down in line with the left foot, walking the left foot out a few inches and then reaching around for that quad stretch. Once again, finding that nice opening through the chest, the twist in the thoracic spine. And this side might feel different, so you might be able to get your foot in even closer, or you might not be able to get it in quite as close, and either way is absolutely fine. Release that foot, place that left hand back on the mat, step it back to tabletop, and then press yourself back into a child's pose, drawing the knees wide, sinking the chest down towards the mat. Maybe stacking the hands and bending the elbows to create a little pillow for your forehead to rest on. Once again, noticing how the earth rises up to support you. Feeling that connection. Noticing all parts of the body that are connected to the mat. Noticing the belly as it rises and falls between the legs. Maybe feeling the back of the body rising ever so slightly up towards the sky as you breathe in. And softening as you breathe out. Now just lift up slightly and walk those hands over towards the right hand edge of the mat. You might walk them off the mat and then stack that left hand on top of the right, pressing back through the left hip, feeling a stretch down the left side of the body. Breathe in, send your breath into that left side body, feeling it cracking open. Shining some light into those dark places. Now inhale, come through centre. Exhale, walk those hands over to the left, stacking the right hand on top of the left, sinking back through that right hip. Now come back through centre, plant the hands on the mat, and then snake your way forwards into a Sphinx pose. So the forearms are on the mat, the shoulders are stacking above the elbows, lift the chest, draw the shoulders away from the ears, find some energy through the legs, gaze is straight ahead in front of you, feel your arms rooting down into the earth, so pressing them down into the earth to lift you up. The earth is always there to support us. We can draw energy from it to lift ourselves up through life. Now draw those hands back in space, so sliding them underneath the shoulders, and we'll take 3 rolling cobras. So exhale, release down. Inhale, lift up using the strength of the spine. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. That might have been more than 3, but I lost count. Now come back to your Sphinx pose, and then finding a bit of strength in the right leg, you're going to draw the right knee up towards the right armpit. You can use your hand to help you if you need to. So just in case you can't see, this is where my right knee is. And then you're going to press up onto your hands, thread that left hand underneath the right arm, grabbing hold of the right knee, and then roll onto your back, coming into a supine twist. So rooting the shoulders down into the mat, using that left hand to guide the right knee across the body. You can bend the right elbow, or you can have that arm straight, reaching up to the corner of the room. Once again, imagining the breath is like a beam of light, and you want to shine some light into the dark places. So really filling up every single corner of the torso with breath. Release, unwind, come back to center. And then bend that left knee in up towards the left armpit. Thread the right hand underneath the left arm, and then roll over onto your back, coming into a supine twist. Once again, rooting down through the shoulders and just softening into this stretch. Now this time you're going to carry on rolling onto your back. You might need to shuffle yourself if you've moved off your mat. Stamp the feet down onto the earth, root down through the shoulders and the hands. Knees are pointing up towards the sky. Inhale here and exhale. Now inhale, lift the hips up off the mat, finding some energy in the glutes, firing up the inner thighs, so noticing whether the knees are splaying out like this or whether they're dropping in like this, trying to keep those thighs in 2 parallel lines. Now you can lift the chest slightly and shimmy the shoulders towards one another, so walking the shoulder blades in, making sure that there's no weight on the neck, so supporting yourself with your shoulders and your feet, drawing the heels of the hands towards one another, so bringing the hands to interlace. And then unravel, release down to the mat, and then give yourself a big squeeze. Giving yourself a hug, showing yourself some support, making yourself feel safe. Now bring the hands to the knees. Start to take some nice big circles with the knees, drawing them away from each other. in big circles and back towards each other in the centre. Now switch directions of those circles. Give yourself one final squeeze and then release those legs out long, coming into our Shavasana. So you can lift the head slightly, just so you can tuck the chin in towards the chest. You can lift the chest, giving yourself space to shimmy the shoulders in and then softening back down. You can lift the hips slightly, lengthening the tailbone down towards the heels and then softening back down. You can just take a moment here to wiggle around, get comfortable. You can visualize the colour red in all of those points where you feel the body connecting to the mat. So imagining that glowing red energy being drawn up from the earth into your body. If you notice any areas of tension in the body, maybe directing this glowing red energy into those areas to dissolve that tension. If your mind has wandered, just gently guide it back to the current moment, guiding it back to your breath, to your body. As you're ready, you can start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, make some circles with the ankles and the wrists. Just take whatever movement your body is calling for right now. Then once you've had those wiggles, you can slowly roll over onto one side, creating a little pillow for your arm. Creating a little pillow with your arm. Then slowly pressing your way up to seated. I'll invite you to keep the eyes closed just for these last few moments. Bring the hands to the knees for this sense of groundedness. Dip the chin and then repeat to yourself 3 times. You can either say this out loud with me, you can just listen to me, or you can just say it in your head. I am safe, I am supported, I am grounded. I am safe, I am supported, I am grounded. I am safe, I am supported, I am grounded. Now bring the hands together at prayer and start to rub them together. So feeling some heat building between the hands. Once again, you can imagine it like a glowing red, warm energy between your hands. And then press the heels of the hands over the eyes, sealing in that energy, sealing in that sense of safety, security, groundedness, and taking it with you for the rest of your day. Draw the hands away from the eyes, gently lift the gaze, and I'll invite you to take this connection to the earth with you through the rest of your day. So anytime you feel nervous or upset, just focusing on the sensations between the soles of your feet and the earth always there, rising up to support you. I really hope you enjoyed this practice. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment letting me know what you thought, and subscribe to see more from me. Hopefully I will see you again soon.